There's not room for all of us. Only one of us can make it to the top. Therefore, in order for me to make it, for my survival, for my benefit, for my gain, for my good, I have to pull you down in order to elevate myself. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the crabs in the barrel mentality, which is very much attached to the scarcity mindset. Now, quite often, this stems from unrealistic expectations, right? Now, where does that start? Typically, it starts from childhood trauma, your lived experiences growing up, which shapes your perspective and how you see the world around you. It determines how you view yourself, how you view life, and quite often it also solidifies your mindset, whether it's going to be a mindset of scarcity or a mindset full of abundance. So this is not only related to money. So even if you grew up and you have a history of poverty, right? You can also have a history of neglect. Maybe you didn't have the support or the resources that you needed in order to thrive, in order to make your mark, in order to reach your goals, right? We are all given dreams from birth. We are all given skills. And sometimes, sadly, we are not all given the support that we need in order to thrive. And let's also channel in deeper into that. What about misused time? Maybe you were taught that time is not on your side. Maybe you were taught that there's not enough time in the day to cater to your needs. Not like you're that important, right? Just think about it. We are so goal-oriented. We are so hyper independent. We are so, let me show you who I am. Let me show you what I can do. Let me show you how tough I am, that we neglect ourselves because there's not enough time in the day to take care of you, to even notice you, and also accomplish your goals. That's all part of the scarcity mindset. So the scarcity mindset is a mindset that distorts your view of the world around you, having you think that there's never enough. It is a mindset that is connected to lack, the lack of all things, not just material things, but even the things that you need to support you emotionally. So now we find ourselves pinching pennies. We are counting every second of the day because there's not enough time. There's not enough of anything. We are making daily miscalculations based on our past, and sadly, the past results. So now you have entered into the realms of what I like to call struggle culture, where you believe that you have to work insanely hard. And it gets to the point where you don't even trust happiness. You don't even trust peace. Let me tell you, I was there. There were times when I would sit down, all my work was complete, and I had like 2 hours left to the day before I had to go to bed. And I'm sitting there thinking, something's got to be wrong. Either something's wrong or something terrible is about to happen. It's like this dark elephant in the room saying, Kimberly, you're a little too happy. You have too much peace around you. Something's got to be wrong. You got enough time to give yourself a bath. You have enough time for a self-care routine if you wanted to add one in. So now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, something's got to be wrong because life is meant to be hard. I was taught that it's supposed to be hard. And if it's not hard, then I don't know if I feel comfortable in this because I've been conditioned to carry the scarcity mindset my entire life. So here are some signs that you also carry the scarcity mindset. You are extremely competitive. Not saying that competition is a bad thing, it's absolutely a great thing, but with balance. You feel like you have to have the top spot because there's not enough room for everyone. And with that mindset, it can become dangerous. It may lead to you doing things that are not only illegal, but things that are immoral in order to elevate yourself. That can cause harm to not only others around you, but even yourself. Another sign of the scarcity mindset is you are a hoarder. You hold on to things, material things, even money. Oh my gosh, there's not enough. If my friend asks me for $1, I can't even give her $1 because I might be broke tomorrow. You're not generous because you're afraid that there's not enough to go around. And what about your time? We can't just talk about money or material things. Let's talk about time. I can't possibly give you more time or extend myself to you. If you need my help with anything, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I don't have the time. I have to hoard my time. I have to hoard any kind of contribution I can make beyond my limited beliefs or my limits that I have set for myself. Another sign is you withhold information out of fear. Remember, you're in competition mode. So if someone asks you, hey, how can I apply for a student loan? How can I apply for a scholarship? How can I apply for this job position? You withhold that information even if you have it because you are afraid that they may take your spot. So not only do you not offer help, but you also don't put yourself in position to receive help. I even think about my life as a stay-at-home mom and as a military spouse. Quite often, I shied away from receiving help. People would ask me, hey, do you need help with this? Do you need help? No, I got it. No, it's good. No, I'm fine. I took a vow to struggle culture without realizing it. Like, girl, get the help. You also deal with the fear of being replaced. You believe that all times are hard, even when things are going well. Hey, girl, be careful. You might lose that job tomorrow. You just got a promotion. You're already fearing losing the promotion. You just got the job. You already fear losing the job. You just had your baby and you also fear losing your baby. You just got married and you're fearful of what's going to happen in the marriage. You believe that the glass is half empty rather than half full. You avoid risk and you fear change because you don't know what's standing behind that curtain. Maybe because of your trauma in the past taught you that behind that curtain is darkness on the other side. And sadly now you believe it. You are super suspicious of others around you, so you fear collaboration. And sadly, because of that fear of collaboration, you limit yourself to opportunities and ideas that can expand you and help you grow and reach your goals faster. So the abundant mindset is all about growth and opportunity. You see possibility everywhere, okay? There's no fear of change. There's no fear of taking risks because you know that there is this possibility that I might just make it on the other side. You are willing to collaborate with others. You understand that teamwork can help you elevate even faster. You understand that Rome was not built in a day, and it also required more than just two hands to complete the job. You are generous with both your time and your money, okay? You understand that I can give you my time, which is resourceful, which is powerful, which is valuable. And I can give you money because there is enough time, there is enough resources, there is enough money to go around. You freely offer help and provide information when asked, when needed. That is a blessing. You're not afraid to be a blessing to others because you know there is enough. You embrace challenges and competition because competition is not a horrible thing. It is true. When you apply for a job or any position, even now as I create videos on YouTube, there is some form of competition there. There's some level of it because I am competing against the algorithm, I'm competing against other channels, and I'm constantly thinking to myself, how can I be my best self so I can meet this goal to being one of the top performing YouTubers? However, I don't think I need to knock other people down. I don't think that there's not enough room for all of us, but I do know that there is some competitive aspect to it. I acknowledge it, but I also embrace it. And I use it to my advantage to push myself, to challenge myself, to go even beyond the limits that I passed a week ago. Okay, just for an example, or the limits that I passed a year ago. We're constantly trying to elevate ourselves to becoming better. So you think big, you take risks, and you see the glass as half full rather than half empty. Let me take a sip. Speaking of glasses. So here are some tips to overcome the scarcity mindset. My first tip is something that may be a little unexpected. It's something that I've learned and something that I've noticed over the years. I don't know if we should blame modern day feminism. I don't know if we should blame what I like to call struggle culture, where we have become so hyper independent And we are working desperately hard to prove ourselves, to prove our self-worth, to prove our value. And we're taking a vow to struggle in order to prove it when we don't have to. So I've heard countless men and women say things like, oh, I don't need no man. Oh, I don't need no woman. I don't need nobody. I do it all on my own. And we have Drake singing songs. He's rapping lyrics and he's saying, it came up, that's all me. It's a lie. Okay. Even Drake had help. Okay. Every time he receives an award, he gives his credits. Of course, they all do to God first. And then they shout out whoever else was behind the scenes who helped them get where they are today. So no one does anything alone. Greatness does not come alone. Greatness comes with community. And let me tell you, if you want to take a vow to trying to do everything by yourself because you're trying to show how strong and how powerful you are, you're going to look like the president looks after completing 4 years in the White House. Or should we talk about the ex-mayor of Chicago? What is her name? Lori Lightfoot. Let's do a little before and after picture, shall we? How homegirl was looking before she served and after. That's how you're going to look if you keep taking a vow to independence and you got your fist up in the air. You are going to look a hot mess. Learn to be a boss while delegating tasks. Even a boss of a multi-million or multi-billion company have people who work with them. They have a team. And they know how to delegate tasks. They know how to acknowledge their weaknesses. And they hire people in order to fill in the areas that they fall short. So that way their business can stay afloat, thrive, and do better than it did last year. Let us look at it that way. If you want to be a real boss, build community. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't take a vow to independence. Take a vow to interdependence. And that is when you value yourself, you honor yourself, and you also value and understand the value of others around you and what they can bring to the table. So maybe you've been taught that there's not enough resources or support. Maybe you were neglected as a child. Maybe your mom, your dad, your siblings, your family, maybe there was no support. Maybe you even had crappy friends who wasn't there for you like you were there for them. Well, those days are over. It's time to do some cutting. And now that you release yourself from filling up your space with people who obviously were not supportive in the first place, shake off that dead weight and start to open yourself up to the possibilities of receiving help, because it is out there. Once I let my guards down and I said, you know what? Let me get the help that I need. And in my case, that meant I had to hire someone. It wasn't as easy to trust just anybody walking in my door and helping me watch my children, right? So I had to hire someone. And even then it was scary for me. So my dad said, hey, Kimberly, I got a solution for you. What about we install nanny cams throughout the house? That way you always have some kind of extra protection and you'll feel safer knowing that you can watch and monitor your children no matter what. Okay, Dad, that's a solution. I like that. Abundant mindset, that right there. Instead of looking at the negatives, we're looking at the possibilities. And I made it work. All of a sudden, I went from having panic attacks darn near every single day to barely having panic attacks at all to non-existent, okay? Now I don't even need to take anxiety medication. I don't need to take any of those things. And it's not like my responsibilities are less. It's just that I put less on myself. Now, if you cannot afford to hire help, ask for help. If you don't have the friends, if you don't have the family, maybe you have a neighbor. Just think long and hard. There's someone you can trust. You have no choice. You have to, at some point, trust God and let him guide you. He'll keep you and your family protected. And do what I did. Put some cameras around the house. Set yourself up, not for failure, but for success. But please do not take a vow to doing things all alone when you don't have to. So number 2, reframe your way of thinking. As the Bible states, what a man thinks, so he is. Did you know when you tell yourself something over and over and over and over again, at some point you will start to believe it. So start with not only what's in here, your thoughts, but what comes out from here, your mouth. A lot of people believe in manifestation. They believe in speaking things into existence. And there's a lot of scientific evidence that backs that. If you tell yourself that you're not enough, that you'll never have enough, that there's not enough to go around, you will believe it and you will naturally manifest those things, because what your mind and what your brain is going to do is look for ways to prove that you are right. It's going to look for ways to verify this. Am I a loser? Does everything I touch fail? Am I not good enough for this position? Is there not enough money and resources for all of us? There's not enough time for me to even cater to my needs or include a self-care routine. So now, each and every day, I'm going to make sure those statements are true. I'm not going to work towards creating a schedule that will allow me the time that I need for myself. I'm not going to work towards budgeting better or making more money or asking for more money so I can afford to do the things that I love or enjoy, or make more money so I don't have to worry about lack or not having enough. And now I'm not positioning myself because I believe it and I want to make sure it's true. So this is similar to self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, don't think that this is all tied to just the tangible things. This is also tied to things that you can't touch, like your happiness. Some people believe that happiness is not something they can trust. Let me tell you, like I mentioned before, I was there. I didn't trust happiness. I didn't think it was easily attainable. And when you got it, I thought, man, this is so temporary. I know something's lurking on the other corner. So I would shut down my happiness so that way I can prepare myself mentally for what is to come. That is not the way to live, guys. Oprah Winfrey once stated, you don't become what you want. You become what you believe. So if you want to live life in abundance, you have to believe it first. And what's in your heart, what's in your thoughts, what's in your mind will come out of your mouth, and it will continue to recycle. From your mouth to your mind to your heart. Mind, body, and soul is all interconnected. Number 3, I will say make time for you. If you want to get out of the scarcity mindset, let's challenge time a bit, okay? If you have time to schedule time out of your day to go and run errands because you have to go grocery shopping for your children, or what about you have time to plan lavish birthday parties? What about the time you take to go Christmas shopping to make sure everyone has nice gifts from you under their Christmas tree? What about the time you take to call your friend because she's going through something? She just went through a breakup. Next thing you know, you're on the phone with her for 2-3 hours. Think about the sacrifices you've made for other people and ask yourself if you are not deserving of those same sacrifices. Now, self-care does not have to take up your entire day. It doesn't even have to take up your entire week. However, you are important and you also matter. And you also are deserving of the same love, time, and attention and money and resources that you provide to other people. I mean, reading a book for 30 minutes in a day, is that going to kill you? I don't think so. In fact, it's going to add life to you. The more you avoid self-care because you don't have enough time, guess what? You're actually shortening your time. And time is the most valuable thing you have. So don't think you need a lot of money to do this. You can draw. You can take time to draw or color in one of those adult coloring books. I actually love those. You can do anything. You can knit. You can binge watch one of your shows or 2 of your shows or whatever. You can read the Bible. You can do anything you want to do. Or maybe just 30 minutes of pampering yourself, your skin, doing a deep condition in your hair. Do something. Now, number 4, the biggest elephant in the room. If you thought we were going to have this talk without discussing money, you lied to yourself. We have to talk about money. As long as you are alive and you have bills to pay, you are not above money. It is something you are going to need, okay? And sadly, a lot of us walk around, we talk about debt, we talk about lack, we talk about not having enough, and we talk about it so freely like it's normal. We have normalized struggle culture. Hey girl, I owe this much money on my student loans. Hey girl, I owe this much. Oh my gosh, girl, you should see how many bills I got to pay. And there's not enough abundance in our conversations concerning or surrounding money. So I have created plenty of videos on budgeting, and I'm sure you have checked it out. If you haven't, please look throughout my channel. I have plenty on ways to save money. However, I have not talked about ways to make money. And as transparent as I was then, I will be equally transparent now. So as a stay-at-home military spouse who has to move a lot, working at a facility or at an office was a no-go. It wasn't going to work. So I had to figure out ways to make money on my own. I got my degree and I wanted to utilize it. I wanted to do something that not only gave me joy, that I enjoyed doing, but also something that would provide extra income. Let's face it, a single income home in California, okay, just think about it. Penny pinching to the max. And ain't nobody trying to do that. Now, I'm not going to pretend that we can't live comfortably off of my husband's income. We can, because my budgeting skills is on point. Thank you very much. However, I do like the breathing room and the extra money that we get when I do my job, which is a freelance writer. I write for a variety of companies. Currently, my most recent work is with LegalZoom, and I absolutely love working with them, and they pay me really well. You know, a little backstory, when I first started out freelance writing, I was making no more than $50 per article. And now I make between $1,000 to $2,000 per assignment, per article. And it doesn't take me long to do it. In fact, I can finish one assignment in just a day. It take me just a few hours and I am done. And hey, that extra income gives me more disposable income to do what I enjoy doing. Just this year, me and my family were able to go to Universal Studio and live our best lives. We were able to go to, we went to carnivals, we've been going to picnics, we've been going to water parks, and we don't want to be concerned about if we can afford to do these things, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with the Netflix and chill at home. There's nothing wrong with date nights at home. There's nothing wrong with those things. But it is nice to be able to have the option, right? One thing that money gives you is options and comfortability, to be able to have the option to take your kids to Disney or to travel. That's one of my ideas of what an abundant life looks like. Now, what an abundant life looks like for you is all up to you. I would challenge you to write it down. For one person, an abundant life might mean traveling the world. For another, it may not be that. For them, it may be being able to go shopping whenever they want and buy the shoes that they want or the handbags that they want. I'm not really a shoe girl, okay? I'm more of a passport girl. Give me my passport and let me get on that plane, and I want to go take some trips and see what's going on out there. That's me, but everyone is different. But you have to be realistic and you have to be honest with yourself. How can I achieve my abundant life? Does it require extra income, extra money? If it does, go out there and get it, okay? If you got a job, ask for a raise. You deserve it. Why not? We only have one life to live. And judging from my experience, being here for 35 years, it's going pretty fast. So I want to make the most of it. I don't know about you, but judging from the fact that you are watching my channel and you're watching this video, you do too. So there are ways to make more money without struggling while doing it. Like I said, it only takes me a few hours to make between 1 to 2K. Doing what I love to do, doing something I'm extremely, exceptionally good at. Don't sell yourself short. Things that come easy to you does not come easy to everyone else. And don't carry the mindset that making money has to take hard work. It does not. You don't have to put your blood, sweat, and tears in absolutely everything. Now, some things may require that. And you go out there and pull the strength you need to do that. However, money does not have to be hard. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to lose sleep in order to make extra money. There are ways to do that with so much peace. Let me tell you, while my kids are playing, sometimes I open up my laptop, do an assignment, sitting down on my couch, sipping on my water, and done, made some money. That's it. Maybe you are good at doing hair. Maybe you're good at organizing. Maybe you're good with children. Man, it's endless. Maybe you're a good teacher. You can become a tutor. You can help parents who are struggling to teach their children how to read and make extra money that way. Money does not have to come hard. If you want me to do a video on how to make more money without it being insanely hard, I can do that. I'm all about helping because I believe that there's enough room for all of us. So number 5, I would say consider therapy. I remember reading a book called The Body Keeps Score, and it's all about trauma. And we know that trauma affects our mind, but it also affects our body. And it leads to a trauma response. Things can be triggering to us, and we question everything. Our body gets tense, our stomach starts to hurt, and we're like, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think this is a good opportunity for me to take. I don't think I should take this risk. Because your body has kept score based on your own childhood traumas. So I think therapy is absolutely necessary in extreme cases. So it allows you to unpack. It allows you to revisit your memories, your core memories, and figure out ways to make those memories work for you rather than against you. So it can solidify who you are, so it can strengthen who you are, so you can grab wisdom from it. Instead of allowing those memories and those traumas to cripple you, you allow it to strengthen you. Things that you have witnessed in your past. Maybe you grew up seeing a single mom and you saw your mom struggling to make ends meet. You saw your mom struggling to juggle everything. Maybe you had a stay-at-home mom who also struggled and didn't have the resources and the help and the support she needed as well. It can be endless, but you got to challenge those things. You need to unpack, and what better place to do that than with a therapist who is trained to help you to overcome those hurdles that have been clearly sitting on your back. I don't want to pretend that I grew up poor, but I grew up in a poor community. So I witnessed a lot. And I remember my dad used to take us on trips to the Hamptons, and I would see another way of life. And I saw that people lived really well, and they didn't even seem to work as hard as the people that lived in the poverty-stricken communities that I grew up in. And it changed my perspective on life, on money, on resources, on support, on everything. I was like, wait a minute, this lady is an artist. She paints for a living, and she's making millions of dollars doing what she loves in her living room while listening to jazz music in the background. And she's living her best life at her beach house. And I know people who are working 3 jobs and they're not even making a fraction of what she's making. And I was just sitting there like, this is something's off. And some people may say, oh, it's because they were born in a privileged family and they had privilege. Let me be honest with you. Some of these people grew up from really low beginnings. And I have a grandfather who was really successful. He started off from the bottom and then he made his way to the top. And what I've learned is it wasn't the beginning. It wasn't the starting point that mattered. It was the mindset. And I carried that with me for the rest of my life. I've always realized that it's not the circumstances. It's the mindset that really decides what our future will look like. Number 6, I will say practice and exercise gratitude, being thankful for what you have. I remember Oprah once said, if you look at what you have in life, what you already have, you will always have enough. But if you look at what you don't have, and that's what you focus on, you will never have enough. And it's not just about money, even though money is a big part of it. When you grew up hearing, I'm broke, busted and disgusted, I don't have enough, I can't, and you just kept hearing the no's and the don'ts and all the negatives. It's hard to see life in a positive way. It's hard to even notice the beauty. Conversations surrounding money growing up wasn't always the greatest. And rarely ever did I hear my mom especially talk positively about money. Although we had a roof over our heads, we had a house. My dad drove the nice car, actually the car of his dreams. He got his BMW. We had everything we needed. We didn't want for anything. But my mom's conversations with us about money was very much fear-based. And that's all stemming from what it was like for her growing up, and also stemming from the lack of financial literacy that was in their relationship. There was a lot of mistakes that was made, and that caused a lot of trauma for my mom, and it changed how she spoke about money to us. And it was very much attached to that scarcity mindset. You got to be careful, you got to save, you got to, and it's not necessarily healthy. And now me and her revisit that conversation, and she pushes me to think abundantly. She's like, Kimberly, I'm sorry, the way I taught you then was not necessarily the greatest, but now I've learned. I've grown as I parented. And she's like, Kimberly, ask for more money. You deserve it. You're worth it. Get more money. But mom, it only takes me a few hours to do it. And what's easy to you is not easy for someone else. Don't take away the value of what you do or its worth because it doesn't take that much time for you to do it. It's still valuable. And you need to charge for that value. Actually, it's more valuable because you can finish it in a blink of an eye. You're giving them something that would take them 10 days to do in just one day. My mom now carries the abundant mindset, and I'm so thankful for it. For her pushing me to thrive and to think big, for her even saying to me, Kimberly, you're going to be the next Oprah. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strengthening in your mindset to even utter those words, to even believe that big, and to even push your children to say, believe higher. Okay, you want to be a journalist? Well, then be an even better journalist tomorrow. If you want to be a writer, be a bestseller writer. They continue to set the bar, which I'm thankful for. Just be thankful. Show gratitude. Be thankful for what you have today, because there's so much to be thankful for. I think about my mom. My mom had cancer twice. And it changed my mindset. As long as you're alive, you have a lot to be thankful for. Right now, just from me thinking those thoughts, I'm filled with joy. Wow, what a blessing that is to be alive. And number 7, my last one, number 7, the number of completeness. Let's complete this message with try to meditate, practice mindfulness, prayer. If you are someone who prays, I love prayer. I was going to say I'm a prayer warrior, but I love praying. Praying is my way to connect and reconnect with God and disconnect from our temporary life here, because we all know this is temporary. And when you do that, I want you to step away from social media. Please do a digital detox, okay? Because that will continue to set an unrealistic expectation from you that does not exist, okay? People are only giving you a glimpse of their lives, not the full picture. So I don't want you on there comparing, oh, she has this, I gotta hurry up. No, that's the scarcity mindset. We're doing away with it. It's all about abundance, okay? So if you liked my video, please hit that like button. Leave a comment in the section if you feel like I missed anything, a tip that may be useful for anyone else who views this video. And let me know how it is on your journey, on your end. What's going on over there? What have you faced? Why did you have the scarcity mindset? And what ways are you looking to overcome it so you can now have the abundant mindset? And don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to have more videos coming soon. And let me know if you have an idea, a video idea, a topic. Let me know. Leave that in the comment section. And thank you so much for being here with me today. God bless.